In other news, a new leader will take the reins of the United Nations next year, and one individual hoping to do so has reaffirmed the importance of reform to protect the UN-led system. My colleague Oh Soo-young covers his thoughts.
Rebuilding trust in the United Nations in a fragmented world requires reform and also a new approach to development. That's the message from former Senegalese President Macky Sall, who is seeking to become the next UN Secretary General. In an interview with Arirang TV on the sidelines of the Jeju Forum, Sall stressed the urgency of reform for the world's largest platform for multilateral cooperation.
We are living in a fragmented world where trust has greatly diminished and where consensus has become difficult to achieve. And this has greatly weakened the United Nations. The Security Council, for example, which is responsible for peace and security in the world, is having difficulty finding consensus on the majority of crises.
Sall says reform must happen on two levels, inside the United Nations itself and among member states.
As Secretary General, one of the first missions will be to implement this reform on two levels. First, at the level of the Secretariat and of the United Nations itself. How can we optimize its functioning? How can we also rationalize its resources and its missions? The second level is with the member states.
On development, Sall says official development assistance has reached its limit. Africa's population now stands at 1.5 billion and is expected to reach 2.5 billion by 2050.
The challenges this creates for development, access to drinking water, access to electricity, financing for development, employment for young people and their education, must be placed at the center of global concerns.
He says the UN should bring together governments, international lenders and the private sector to create jobs and reduce migration pressures. Sall says Korea offers a concrete example of what development can achieve.
Korea showed that underdevelopment is not inevitable. It went from receiving aid to becoming a donor country, a member of the OECD and the G20. The Korean example can inspire the world, particularly African countries. As president of Senegal, I worked extensively with Korea on economic cooperation, in the maritime sector, in the military and security fields, in agriculture, rice production, and in healthcare.
The next UN Secretary General is expected to take office in January 2027 and faces the challenge of restoring confidence in multilateral cooperation at a time of deepening mistrust and global divisions. Oh Soo-young, ArirangNews, Jeju.